Okay, I am now recording. Okay, so here's what happened. I watched David Tennant, and then I watched Matt Smith, and then I watched Christopher Eccleston, and I went, wait, this doesn't make any sense. I know that I cheat. I read ahead. So I know the last words of Matt Smith was, I will always remember when the doctor was me. And I missed that episode. So I pull up Wikipedia, and I realized that I missed all the Christmas specials, all the David Tennant specials and Matt Smith specials. So I went back, and I had to rewatch all the specials and insert where I missed everything. And the specials that I missed were a huge chunk of David Tennant's character. And also it filled a lot in for what I missed with Matt Smith, who I love. But when I was done with all of this, the review that I did was not at all accurate because I was missing a huge chunk of his character. Mm-hmm. So I need to go back and go, okay, I have this new information now. And I'm looking back at Tennant's character and how he portrayed the doctor versus, it was just very insightful. And I'm like, this would just be better if I had somebody here who actually knows the characters. So I'm going to do like an interview form and do it this way because it's just more fun that way. My girlfriend could not be here. She is American born and she started watching from 2005 and on. So she's used to it. And you're in Alaska now, so you're familiar with American television, how it's different than UK television. This is my first English, so I'm used to anime, so I know how Japanese do their television. But this was my first experience as to how England does their television. So when we don't do specials. It's all part of the series. So I wasn't used to that push play, and then you have to stop and hunt on all the other episodes. So is your wife, is she English born or is she American born?
She was born in Minnesota, so she's American born.
Okay. And did she watch from the 60s on, or did she watch from 2005 and on?
My first foray into Doctor Who was Tom Baker.
Tom Baker!
He was, in fact, my first episode of Doctor Who was Robot, which was the first episode with Tom.
Yep. Yeah, so you got to see his regeneration. Best regeneration ever. I absolutely love Tom's entrance. I've watched that episode like 10 times. I loved when he came out. Yeah, absolutely.
Did you watch the David Tennant, Catherine Tate Red Nose Day special?
Red Nose Day special?
Yes.
It's an online, it was done for a comic relief event in the UK.
Nope.
For children in need.
Nope.
Okay,
and that's just I have to look that up. And that's where I'm like, there's holes.
And you also need to look up the Red Nose Day for David Tennant and Peter Davidson.
Oh.
These are...
That's a crossover into where the Titanic hits the TARDIS.
Yep, okay. All right.
It explains why.
No, that was brilliant. Fun. Oh, that was so fun.
He's like, I know what you are. And he goes, yep, here it comes. You're a fan. Yes. What? You're part of that Linda group, aren't you?
Yes. Oh, it cracks me up. So yeah, it filled in a lot. It filled in so much when I went back and watched the specials, and I'm still missing pieces. So I started watching from 1963 and on. Like it was, okay, I have to ask, and I'm sorry, what's your name again? Mrs. Tim.
Sandy with an I.
Sandy. Who's your favorite doctor?
For the old seasons, Tom Baker. For the new seasons, David Tennant.
Okay, all right. And Tim?
I have to be with her on that one.
Really?
Yeah.
I've watched every doctor from the start of the series up until now. So I do know all of the doctors very well.
Yeah.
Colin, unfortunately, is my least favorite.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. It's
not
his fault.
No. I blame the producer.
Bad script writing.
It was bad script writing. It was bad, and this was not the first time I had fallen victim to bad script writing in a Doctor Who series.
It also didn't help. He had 1960s Star Trek special effects.
Hey, no, Star Trek was not this good. No, I went in thinking original series, and I'm like, if I got through original series, I can watch 1963 Doctor Who. And I was surprised it was much better than Star Trek.
It is.
Special effects were so much better. So much better. So
but then you look at Colin's ear, and it looks like they took a whole step backwards back to the 60s.
They did. It was just terrible. And Mel was
I'm just
terrible.
saying vervoids and leaving it there.
No, I'm very proud. My belief is if you can get through Colin Baker, you can get through anything. So, and then they paired him up with Mel. At one point, my husband and I are just sitting there like this.
Yes.
Is it the companion? Maybe it's because it's Perry.
No.
It was, yeah.
No, it was Bonnie Langford.
It really, yeah. It was the producers in the bad writing, and yeah. Oh.
Did you get to watch Shada?
Oh no, I didn't just watch Shada. Okay, so Shada, there's a history here. So I love Douglas Adams. Like, this is really sad. This is really sad. My religion is based off of Douglas Adams, and I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I was reading Douglas Adams when I was 15, and I read this whole Arthur Dent in the Vogue on Constructor Fleet. My cat's dead. No, wait, it was my mother's dead. Okay, all right, my cat's dead. I feel sad. My goldfish is dead. Oh, the dollar bill ceases to exist. He feels the sinking stomach in the pit of his gut. And I'm just like, huh. And then he starts to go over McDonald's is gone. Beethoven's Fifth Symphony no longer exists. And I went, oh, wow. And that was the start of me shaping my religion. It really did. So when I see Douglas Adams, I buy. Poop on a stick, Douglas Adams, I buy. It doesn't matter. So I so I have like all of Douglas Adams' books.
I bet I have one you don't.
Which one?
I have the original radio scripts.
I have the radio scripts.
Yes!
Not only
okay, you win.
No, I gotta go back. Not only do I have the radio scripts, I have the cassette tapes of my friends and I when we were 16 performing them.
Okay, Angela, you and me are going to have a marathon on this one.
All right, yeah, I can see us reading them now.
Shada, the part that had me twitching was, do you want tea? Yes, please. Milk? Yes, please. 1 lump or 2? 2, please. Sugar? I'm like, what's the lump? Yes. What's the lump?
So I love it. So here we are. I'm sitting there, I'm on Wiki, and I'm like, okay, what's the next episode? And I read Shada, and I'm like, okay, so Shada apparently was half produced, but they didn't publish it. What's going on? I'm not quite sure. And I'm sitting here, I do a little Wiki research into what Shada is, and I went, Shada! And I just go to my bookshelf. I'm like throwing books, and I pull up Shada by Douglas Adams, and I'm like, Doctor Who! Like, it was a huge thing.
Angela, there's only one problem with Shada.
What?
They rewrote so much of it into
Oh no, I know. No, I watched it. I found the production with Tom Baker doing like a 20 years later. He did the fill-in. I watched that and I read the book. So yeah, it was funny because that was the week my husband and I went to Virginia, and we were without Doctor Who for that week. Well, we weren't because I had Shada. So
that's an afternoon gone.
The whole drive down, we're reading Doctor Who. We get back and we're watching Doctor Who. So, we're emergencies. It's okay. Lights go out. Not a problem. I have Shada. So we started watching 1963 and on. And this was a huge trying to figure out where I wanted to start because everybody in America said start at 2005. All my friends from England said start at 1963. And it was actually Star Trek that made me realize I gave respect to Star Trek. I'm giving respect to Doctor Who. And I am so glad I did. So we went back. It was January 10th that we went back to 1963. We are now at 2005. It took us that long to watch it all. Phenomenal. And what did we just watch? We watched Davros. We saw the episode last night with Christopher Eccleston and Davros, where Clara is with him, and the master is now the mistress, and he takes his regeneration energy to transform and heal Davros, and then he gets tricked and he pours all of his regeneration energy.
You confused me when you said Chris, because that's actually the latest Doctor.
You're right. I haven't adapted. That's Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, not Chris.
I haven't adapted it. I don't like Chris. I'm struggling. That's because I love Matt Smith so much. My favorite
Yeah.
doctor is Doctor 2. I love Patrick. And Matt Smith was like watching him all over again. So I felt like I'd gone back to the second Doctor and I hadn't seen him in 10 months. So for me, it was a huge flashback to somebody really crazy. And I'm like in depression. I'm in withdrawals. It's been very hard for me to get by without him. So, and it was funny. We got to the episode with Davros where Peter Capaldi's talking to, the father of the Daleks. He's hooking him up. And it was actually a very boring episode for me and my husband, because we saw all of this back with Tom Baker when he was fusing up and he was determined whether or not he should end the Daleks.
Do I have the right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And this is an old conversation. So my girlfriend's on the phone with me. She's going nuts over it. Like, did you see this? And I'm like, yeah, it's old news. Watch Tom Baker. This was already done.
I had a question put to me the other night by another Doctor Who fan, and it's the first time anybody's ever asked me it. Which version of the Cybermen did you like the best out of all the series?
I'm going to have to say, and I feel real guilt for this, I'm going to have to say the newer versions.
Thank you.
Okay,
I know you
I said
Yeah.
Silver Nemesis, which was the 25th anniversary of Doctor Who with Sylvester McCoy.
Yep. Oh, I love Sylvester McCoy.
Oh, God.
Oh, I love Sylvester McCoy. So I was doing research on Sylvester McCoy. Like, I was Googling his picture, and I got Radagast, and I'm like, Radagast? I wish I hadn't. I really wish I hadn't, because and it was like the third episode in with Sylvester McCoy. So from there on, I just saw a wizard with bird shit down his face. And I'm just like, I'm like, I can't take this doctor serious.
I have Sophie Aldred's autograph photo.
So,
Yeah,
Angela,
yeah.
talking of Sylvester, have you seen him playing spoons at the conventions?
Yes! Oh my God. Oh my God, no,
He's hilarious.
That was a family dinner thing. The kids and I are at the table. My husband, we're all eating dinner. And I'm like, have you seen Sylvester McCoy play the spoons? And I'm like going through, I have that. Love him playing the spoons. I'm really going to bring that in now. I got to control myself here. I'm trying to think here. Because I'm like all over the place. And yeah, I need to, like, talking to Americans about Doctor Who is just not fun. It really is not. I get, who's your favorite Doctor?
I'm actually not considered American.
No,
I'm
you wouldn't be.
Brit.
No, you really wouldn't be. You wouldn't be. You're an honorary Brit. That's right. I'm sitting there talking to so many Americans. My girlfriend is one of them. Love her to pieces. And I said, what's your favorite regeneration? Or what's your favorite Doctor? Well, of the three.
Yeah.
Three? Thank you. You get that. And it's like,
We're on four Doctors from 2005.
Yeah.
So we're on the third regeneration from then. Unless you count the War Doctor,
Yes,
in which case
War
we're on
Doctor.
5.
yeah. And it's just like, so I don't know if you saw my rant. I did a rant on the eras of Doctor Who. There's classic Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
I love classic Doctor Who. I could like watch that until I'm dead. And then there's the retro years. I hate the retro years. And oh my God, that's like, I'm okay with Peter Davison. I really enjoyed him. And I spent more time with Peter Davison going, okay, this is just like the inspiration for The Walking Dead.
I had a problem with Peter Davison's era mostly because of Turlo.
Turlo, what's that?
Turlo.
Turlo.
Companion.
Yes, Turlo.
I just called him Turlo.
Yes.
He was that bad.
Yes. I had a problem
with Tom. It was Adric. With Davison, it was Turlo.
Yeah, I had a problem with Tegan. I did not like Tegan. I loved Zoe. Jamie. I love Jamie. I will forever love Jamie.
Yes, Jamie.
Jamie. We do not need to talk about Sarah Jane.
I have his
She's got
autograph too.
Yeah.
And if you have not seen Outlander, as the series Outlander, or the books from called by Diana Gabaldon, look them up because Jamie Fraser.
That's all you need to say. That's all you need to say. Jamie Fraser. I'll be watching that. I love Jamie.
Jamie McCrimmon.
Yeah, McCrimmon. Yep.
It's actually based on the character by Fraser Hines.
All right. Yeah, I love Jamie. When they brought him back for the 5th Doctor, I love the 5th Doctor, or the 5 Doctors. When they brought him back and they didn't just have the Doctors, they had the companions with the Doctors. They had Susan. They had Sarah Jane with John Pertwee. I loved seeing, and they brought back Patrick with Jamie. That was like the best. That was like Christmas. That was like Christmas. It's like,
what I find fascinating with the old seasons, they really didn't have a theme running through them.
No, not at all. No, there really was no. It was chaos.
It was chaotic.
It was.
And then when you get to the 2005, there's
yeah,
a theme running through it. And, you know, I did not catch the bad wolf. I didn't know that it was Rose. Okay?
Yeah.
However, I turned to my husband and I'm like, oh, by the way, the master's returning. He's like, what? 3 weeks before the reveal.
Right. Let's talk about the master. So we watched The Mistress, and they bring her on, and my husband and I are like, is it the Ronnie? It's the Ronnie! Like, we were convinced it was Ronnie. And then she started talking about being abandoned and left behind, and I'm like, it's Romana. I am waiting for them to bring Romana back. Like, I am just ready for, I think of all the
Did you also notice that Romana couldn't say her name correctly?
No, she couldn't. No,
Romana Tavoretti-Lunder. How hard is that?
No, what I loved is when she tells her name to the doctor, and the doctor's like,
it's Romana or Fred.
You're going to be dead before I can say that. So I'm going to call you Romana or Fred. that was, yeah, right. I love Tom Baker. I decided, I loved him so much. So I was talking, I was watching, and I'm really struggling with Peter Capaldi's character, really. And mostly because whenever I see him, I just see Pompeii. So that's something I'm really trying to get out of my head.
And if you go back to Colin Baker's period, you've got him playing a guard earlier in the seasons as well.
And Rose was, I believe she was in Pompeii too. Billie Piper was the, she was one of the goddesses with the red hood on and the.
Was she? I missed that one.
Yeah, there's like 5 of them. I went through all of them and I'm like,
wow.
They have like 10 actors in England, only 10. So I see Peter Capaldi and I'm like, okay. And we've been through like 12 doctors at this point. I am the most open-minded person when it comes to a new doctor. I'm like, when I hear about people who say, I don't like his new face or I don't like his new personality, so I'm not watching anymore, that really grates on me. I survived Colin Baker. You give everybody a chance.
I initially had trouble adjusting to Matt Smith, but I think that was more the format of the first episode that was the problem there.
I loved it. I had no problems. And everyone said that to me, that I would have problems. I think you said I would have problems adjusting to Matt Smith. Loved him. Right out the TARDIS. The moment he popped his crazy head up and said, do you have any apples? I loved him. Do you have any apples? What are you giving me the apples for? Apples are rubbish. I hate apples.
Now, which Doctor Who monster do you think is the scariest?
Are you my mommy?
Oh, really?
Oh, no, that's not it. That did scare the crap out of me. But I would have to say, this is hard. The scariest Doctor, I would say the Daleks. The Daleks, and the Daleks are funny because I remember when I started watching them, they were not scary. They were not.
With plungers.
Yeah. I'm sitting there watching them and I'm just like, this is okay. Hey, it's better than Lost in Space. Okay. So I'm watching these creatures and I love the first time, I can't remember which doctor, was it Colin Baker or Sylvester McCoy? It came to its first set of stairs. And the doctor looks, I think it was the companion, looks down and it's like, you can't get up there now. And it does its little elevation thing. And I'm like, clever. Okay. All right. And now they've really taken it to a whole new level.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they have.
I'm going to say the Master. I think it's the Master. The Master.
Weeping Angels.
Oh, the Weeping Angels. Now, wait, do you want to consider the Master as being part of a monster?
Well, he is.
Because I'm trying to remember, like, the scope of everything. The Master killed the Doctor, Tom Baker. The Master aged him 900 years and humiliated him.
Yep.
The Master, I think, I'm sorry, all I can think of every time I think of the Master is the day he shook the Doctor's hand in agreement. The day that the High Council brought him in and said, we need your help. We need you to go get the doctor. And he's in there trying to convince the doctor that he's there to help him in the 5 doctors. I would have to say the Master. Like the Master, I was fine with the Master until I saw him age David Tennant and then put him, it was the dog dish. It was that moment when you see him with the dog dish living in that tent. I'm like I'm getting angry. Like,
yeah.
I went from Voldemort, Dolores Umbridge, and that's where I was with my villains, and Master just dropped right down there with that saying. And I don't like the Master now. He made me angry a lot.
But that was the whole point. I think that was I think that's the reason they did that.
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was just
the Master. My way of looking at it has always been the Master is what the Doctor could have been if he didn't have a conscience.
That is very interesting. I never thought of that. I just thought he's a jerk. that was the beginning analysis. He's a jerk.
But you get glimpses of the Doctor's darkness from time to time.
Oh yeah, no, you
and
do.
If you look at how dark they have got at times,
yes.
Especially when you come back with the start of Chris Eccleston's season, fresh out of the war.
What I loved, there were like moments where I absolutely loved them.
Another question I have for you.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Neil Gaiman episode, The Doctor's Wife?
Okay. So I'm writing Doctor Who fan fiction, and I've got these ideas rolling over in my head. And I'm like, what would be awesome is if the TARDIS became corporeal. Oh yeah, that would be awesome. And I started creating this episode in my head. I was brainstorming it. And then I see the Doctor's wife, and I'm like, damn it. And then I have this other idea, and it's in my head. It's forming. It's the invisible companion. I'm not going to say much after that. But then there's this episode with Listen. I think that's the name of the episode, Listen. And talking about how they're always there. And I'm like, damn it, wait, let's just. So I had to watch the episode to make sure I know they did not touch my idea. But there's been like 3 fan fictions. I'm like, yeah. I'm at a point where I can quote the Doctor now before he says it. I'm like, I know what he's going to say here, because that's what he would say. So I'm very proud of that. I saw the back of Tom Baker's head and went, that's Tom Baker. And the camera, I think it was Day of the Doctor. You get this snapshot, this ear and gray hair, and I went, that's Tom Baker. Mm-hmm. And the camera spins. You see Tom Baker's face, and my daughter goes, how did you know that? Obsessed.